This is Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So what are we getting here? 4K resolution, 60 FPS. This is a built from the ground up reimagining of the 2008 title. So they've gone and revamped things, enhanced the experience, upgraded the assets, and sort of just prepared it for the modern era. It is a Sherlock Holmes adventure where you are dealing with a bit of a Lovecraft crossover.
Apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken
This
aback.
puts you up against the legendary
I saw
Cthulhu
tiny houses
Mythos.
in war-torn Afghanistan.
Investigate a series of mysterious disappearances,
Are those my
apparently linked to a dark cult that worships an ancient god.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the
So yeah, this takes place in 1882, and it's kind of a good little twist on an existing character that's well loved, an existing sort of Lovecraftian genre, and or I guess you would say experience that is also well loved, and kind of mixing the two in a creative, investigative kind of way. Tensions between England and Sweden. What are the Swedish gonna do? Swedish Princess Hildur. Scandals.
Gossip, all of it uninteresting. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
As you can tell, you do a bit of investigative work, which is kind of what you should expect from a Sherlock Holmes game.
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
And off we go. It does actually visually look quite good. I've got to adjust my outlook for the rain. Okay. Quite a collection of outfits. Oh, you can have like a top hat too? Oh, that is fantastic. Glasses. You could have a big mustache. Oh, we could change how Watson looks too? That's hilarious. Alright, let's get ready to go out there. That is actually really quite funny. Yeah, here's Baker Street. Can we go to the bar? I can run too? Don't tell me the bar is closed. You know, Sherlock Holmes can't investigate a case without a good pint. Carrots and such. Oh, that's Barnes' bookshop. Ah, okay. Where were we headed exactly?
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Well, it makes flowers look nicer. I am on a break. Aren't we all? Oh yeah, wasn't I supposed to be going to the dustbin to make sure something wasn't thrown out? I was kind of sitting here, I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? But I'm just kind of enjoying the tour in the area.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Is this the dustbin? Nah, it's back at the house, isn't it? I made a grave rare Sherlock Holmes error in going out here. I can't pet the cat. Tisk tisk. At least we gotta take a look at the town. Actually, where do we
If
live?
you want the newspaper, you'll have to get your hands dirty.
Gaslighting? Oh, it's so common these days. Hmm. Oh, and you can like move the wheel too? Excellent. Is there like a map? Just gonna fast travel there because I feel like I'm completely lost. Oh, that was instant. Alright, so that's the homestead. Yeah. We were literally just supposed to look right here. What is this, hair? It's like a bloody follicle?
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Or is it?
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
You just said come and get your copy of the Strand here, and you're telling me you
Boss
sold
pays
it?
by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Ah.
You're a bright child.
I gotta say, like, the character models and stuff look pretty good. And the fabric
Nothing gets past
getting
me,
dampened
mister.
and stuff is nice.
Tell me, did you notice
Quite well done.
anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson?
Sure, now I can take the day off.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Aren't you useful?
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard
Huh.
of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling.
Guess we should go to the
Thanks,
the
Mr.
Barnes and
Holmes.
Noble.
Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Who ruined the Strand? Hmm.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
I think we should go to the bookstore. Maybe I'm supposed to go back home and think about this. I'm not really seeing a guy with a bunch of books anywhere.
A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
An Easy A
What
doll.
does it say? What does it say? What does it say?
I don't know, maybe we should, like, grab the paper from it and see what it says.
No seams or torn fabric on this doll. Likely one-legged by design. A treasure hunt. Used to
Oh,
collect
it's a
books in my
collectible, eh?
childhood for myself.
That's kind of cool.
Is it a call for help? A bad joke?
Or both. Better not risk leaving this matter ignored, don't you think?
What? This is what I'm supposed to do? Is I'm supposed to... Oh, okay. Really doesn't explain that very well. Okay.
Mr. Holmes' murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
That's what I had to do? And now all of a sudden he's back in his shop? Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous.
A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
You can interact with the dog. I will observe this man. Because, you know, that's not creepy at all.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
That's too
Now,
long.
Mr. Barnes, it will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
This is very sus. Let's look for clues. Exotic plants. Was this guy part of the conspiracy to poison me?
Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
This painting is a
I
jar.
could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
What do you think, Mr. Watson?
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
The power of love? Blood and mandrake?
The finest view London has to offer.
Should I go talk to her?
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
This is all very sus. Hmm. feel like we need more information. I'm kind of thinking if we go talk to this lady, we might get some details that we need.
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Oh!
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. A familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin?
A clue! A clue!
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Right for her lips. The dog isn't sus. Am I missing something? Oh.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
Maybe I'm not the
We
world's
all,
greatest detective.
One way or another. One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Ooh.
I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I don't know anything about this, sorry. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
Well, what can you help
Are you
with?
sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
I'm afraid I can't help you with that,
Are you sure
Mr.
you're
Holmes.
asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with Mr.
I'm
Bond?
afraid I can't help you with that, Mr.
Not
Holmes.
really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
We should go talk to
A
him.
look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and
The
seemed
doggos
unsteady
played
as
with
he
each other?
approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.